This video is all about array lists. Array lists are similar to arrays in a lot of ways, as in they use indexes in order to find the data, but unlike arrays, they are flexible. After the runtime and after it's been compiled, array lists can change sizes. Arrays can't. The one thing you need to know about array lists is they can only work with objects. They are part of the Java collection and they only work with objects. Therefore, we need an object to store in our array list, so I've decided to go for curios, mainly because I've been looking around my desk while making this video and I have a lot of rubbish on there. So, I have made a curios class. It has 3 private instance variables. It has a constructor method which takes in the 3 values for the instance variables and sets them. It's got a get method, but I'm only really going to use a toString method in this program, so I've created a toString method. I'm now going to go to the main class, which is where the more interesting things happen, where I'm making an array list. The first thing you need to do is you need to import the array list. Because it's part of the Java collection, similar to the scanner, we import it using java.util, but instead of saying scanner, we say array list. Now we can make use of array lists. Inside my main method, I'm going to create an array list, and we do this the same as any other Java thing. I say I'm making an array list in the crocodile, like triangle brackets. I'm going to say the object that I'm going to use for the array list. I'm going to give its identifier, so how am I going to refer to it in memory? Then I'm going to say equals new array list, because Java likes to know twice. Inside the crocodile brackets or the triangle brackets, I'm going to tell it what object it is again, and then I am going to put 2 normal method brackets on the end because I don't have a particular size that I want it to be. I'm just going to start it empty. Then I'm going to use shop.add. So I'm going to use add, and inside there I'm going to call the constructor method for the curio. So when I say add, a new curio object is being created and placed into the array list. I could do this separate, where I said curio x equals new curio and then shop.add x, but I'm all about efficiency. Okay, so I've added it. Again, shop.add new curio. And this time I'm going to choose something else off my desk. So I went for my nameless ghoul mug. I had to stop using it because it has weird horns on it that kept poking me in the eyebrows. So now it just holds my pens. And then finally I'm going to add Patrick the pufferfish. He has appeared in videos before. My really badly made garlic holder that I made in the art department. Okay. So each time I'm using the .add method, so as you've noticed, there's no index. I'm just saying .add. I don't have to specify where it's being added to the array list. It just goes straight to the end. I'm going to use an enhanced loop to check through it. I very rarely use enhanced loops, so I thought I'd give it a go. And for each curio in the shop, I'm just going to call the toString method and print it out and check that my 3 objects have indeed been added to the array list. Which they have. Excellent. So I have a description and the start of my shop. Now, if I want to add to a specific index, so say I needed to add something to index 1, then I'm just going to use the overloaded method of add. Okay, we've got add where it only takes in the object, and then I've got add that takes in 2 parameters. The first parameter being the index in which you want the curio added to, or the object added to, and the second one, the object. So add, the overloaded version of add, has the index 1 and a new curio. So this is going to add the aloe vera plant to index 1 within my array list. So let's test it out. And it does indeed. Add it to index 1, everything else gets moved up. That's important to remember. Everything else got shifted up an index. It's still there. Everything else's index just moved. Okay, I've decided I don't like aloe vera. I'll kill plants very easily. So I'm going to remove it. So I just say shop.remove and then the index I want to remove. Obviously, you could build this in with a for loop where the user types in what they want to remove, it finds it and it removes it, or if it can't find it, it doesn't remove it, but I have removed it. And now I'm going to use shop.set, and index 2, I'm going to add a new curio, and it's a T box. Now, please note that .set replaces, so if you have anything currently in 2, it will be gone. Okay, so as you can see, Patrick the pufferfish has been replaced by a T box because .set replaces the element. It does not move it. So please check carefully. Do you need to use .add with an index, or do you need to use .set, which replaces the index? Next, I'm going to show you a wrapper class. We looked at this in Unit 3. Okay, wrapper classes allow primitive variables to act as objects. So if ArrayLists only work with objects. So if I want to use a integer, I need to use a wrapper class. And this time I'm going to show you that inside the method brackets, if I put 5, it sets the original size of the array list to 5. Okay, this is just allocating 5 spaces initially on which I can fill. Okay, and then I'm going to check that it exists. Okay, and if I want to add another element, that is no problem. An array list can grow. Just because I set the initial value to 5 doesn't mean that it's stuck at 5. It could be 5, it could be 6, it could be 7,000, it could be 1 million if you've got enough space on your computer. So I can just keep adding and it is no problem. And then again, to show you set, I'm going to change the element by using set. Remember, it replaces the element at 2 with a new number. And then I'm going to test it works. And it did. So that is how to use ArrayLists in your programs.